Welcome to Wildly Free, a journey back to you. I'm Amber Carl, photographer, retreat guide, and someone who believes that you don't have to fix yourself to feel whole. This podcast is a space for women ready to reconnect with their truth, their beauty, and their voice, just as they are. Let's begin. Hey friend, I'm so glad you're here. If you've landed on this podcast, I want you to know something right away. You are not alone in how you're feeling. Over the years, I've had the absolute honor of working with hundreds of women through photography sessions, self-love retreats, and quiet conversations behind the scenes. And while every woman's story is unique, there's one thread that runs through almost all of them. It's a sense of disconnection, not necessarily from the people around them, but from themselves. I've heard women say things like, I don't even know what I want anymore. I'm tired of being everything for everyone else. I feel like I've lost my spark. I miss the woman I used to be, just to name a few. These aren't dramatic cries for help. They're quiet truths whispered under breath, spoken with shame, or sometimes not even spoken at all. And I wanted to do something about that. That's why I created this podcast. Because not everyone can come to my studio, not everyone can join one of my retreats, but every woman deserves to feel seen, heard, and remembered. And this space, it's for that. It's for you. To be reminded that your worth has never been up for debate, that your softness, your wildness, your voice, all of it still lives inside you, even if it's been quiet for a while. So no matter where you are, in your car, at home, on a walk, hiding in the bathroom for 5 minutes of peace, this is your moment. This is a place for you to come back to yourself again and again. So let me ask you something gently. Are you ready? When was the last time you truly felt like yourself? Not the version of you who powers through the day, not the one who shows up perfectly, but the real you. The one who used to laugh without thinking about what she looked like, the one who felt beauty in her bones, the one who had dreams that didn't need to make sense to anyone else. She's still there. But what I've seen time and time again is that we forget her. We forget because we're praised for being selfless. We forget because we're told to keep going, keep showing up, keep giving. We forget because we're taught that our needs come last. And after years of performing, perfecting, people-pleasing, it starts to feel normal. Until one day, you wake up and realize you're living a life that doesn't even feel like yours anymore. You're going through the motions, you're smiling but you feel numb, you're getting things done but not feeling much of anything. And it's not because you're doing something wrong. It's because you've been surviving. This podcast exists so that you can start remembering. Because remembering who you are isn't about becoming something new. It's about coming back to what's always been inside of you. We all lose touch sometimes, but your spark, your essence, it's not gone. It might be buried under layers of shame, exhaustion, fear, or expectations, but it's still there. So I want to say this to you right here in this first episode. You are not too far gone. You are not broken. You are not too much or not enough. You are simply a woman who has been giving everything away and finally ready to come home to herself. And I'm here for every single step of that journey. So let's pause for a moment. Take a breath with me. Wherever you are, just inhale and exhale. You've made it to this moment. That matters. I'm going to ask you a few questions. You don't need to answer them perfectly. You don't need to solve anything. Just notice what comes up. What part of you feels the most forgotten right now? What are you craving in your life that you've been afraid to say out loud? What is something you miss about the woman you used to be? When did you last feel beautiful? When did you last feel desired? When did you last feel grounded? What would it feel like to let yourself want something again, just for you? These are the kinds of questions we'll explore here, not to fix ourselves, but to feel into ourselves again. You deserve more than survival mode. You deserve joy, desire, stillness, play, wholeness. You don't need to do anything to earn that. You just need to come home. If you want to go deeper with these questions, I've created a free downloadable journal page with all of today's prompts so you can sit with them later when you have a little more space. You'll find it linked in the show notes. Let this be the beginning of your journey back. I want to share a story with you, one that gives me chills when I think about it. There was a woman, let's call her Michelle, who joined one of my retreats. And in the weeks leading up to it, she sent me a message that said, I don't know if I belong here. I've never done anything like this before. I don't even know who I am anymore. Sound familiar? But she came, nervous, unsure, brave. And on the second night of the retreat, we were sitting in a circle. There was a soft question being passed around. What's something you used to love about yourself that you've forgotten? Michelle was quiet for a while. When she finally spoke, her voice cracked. She said, I used to be bold. I used to speak up, take up space, and somewhere along the way I stopped. I think I started believing that everyone else mattered more than me. The whole room went still, and it gives me chills remembering it right now. Because we had all felt that way. At some point, each of us had made ourselves small, had silenced our voices, had buried our fire. And in that moment, just by sharing her truth, Michelle gave all of us permission to do the same. By the end of the retreat, she was dancing barefoot, laughing from her belly, crying tears of release and remembering. She looked at me on the last day and said, I remembered who I was, I feel like me again, and I'm not letting her disappear this time. Whew, that'll get you. That's what this space is about. Not perfection, not performance, not becoming someone new, but remembering the woman you were always meant to be. With this podcast each week, I'll meet you here with something to gently bring you back to yourself. Some episodes will be storytelling, some will be workshop style with reflections, prompts, or practices you can do on your own time. I'll also share behind the scenes moments from my women's retreats, boudoir sessions, and even the self-doubt I still sometimes wrestle with. This is a space for you to take a deep breath, to feel less alone, to be reminded that you are already enough. Sometimes I'll offer invitations to go deeper, like joining a women's retreat, grabbing a self-discovery course, or jumping into a free resource. But even if you never do anything beyond listening, I want you to feel changed. Even just a little after each episode. I want you to feel closer to yourself than when you arrived. If today's episode stirred something in you, I hope you'll stay with me for this journey. You can subscribe to the podcast, share it with a friend, or check the show notes for links to a free journal page, upcoming retreats, and my online course, Wildly Free. But more than anything, I hope you take this moment to breathe and say, I'm still here. I'm coming back to me. Thank you for being here with me. I'll see you in the next episode. Until then, remember, you don't have to fix yourself to find yourself. You are already enough. Thanks for listening to Wildly Free, a journey back to you. If this episode moved you, leave a review, subscribe, or share it with someone who needs to feel seen. You matter, and your journey back to you starts now.